Morning, gentlemen.
Morning, how are you?
Leslie.
Good morning.
Thank you for seeing me this morning. This morning is my annual visit to Cheyenne County. I'll make you aware of what we've done the past year, and these graphs show what's going on in Cheyenne County in relationship to the other 11 counties that we have.
We'll share.
The first of which is water tests, what we've done, or noises.
First page is wastewater system.
Wastewater systems in relationship to everybody else. And the second page will tell you who those were. And I think those are going in as we speak, the last week and this week. Yes, tells you who they are. The third page is water tests. The water tests we've done in Cheyenne County in relationship to what we've done in all the other 11 counties. Water testing program, of course, has been very beneficial to all the constituents of all the counties we deal with. Our target is nitrates, and of course the younger families with babies and the blue baby syndrome is what's most important, and we're doing very well finding those wells that have high nitrate concentration and getting those taken care of. We treat those with reverse osmosis is about the only thing we can do for drinking water with high nitrates, and of course the bacteria and the E. coli
Okay. Elmer was asking earlier, where do all the high nitrates basically come from?
You know,
Does anybody know?
The high nitrates are two things. First of all, could be in the formation. As our water table comes down, the concentration could have been the same 20 years ago, but we had more water. As the water table comes down, the concentration increases. The second way we have is infiltrate from the surface. City of Brewster lost their city wells because of nitrate contamination, and that was from surface runoff from an applicator. So two ways that we get high nitrates: through the formation and self-inflicted.
Were you able to hear that? Okay.
You know, can I put my finger on it and say exactly this is how it happened? No, I can't. I'm not a geologist. I can tell you what the studies have shown and what we know. But as long as we know that we have nitrates, we can deal with that. It's if we don't know, and our kids, our grandkids, our great-grandkids drink that water, and we could have changed their medical condition, we only have ourselves to blame. And then, of course, we tell, this last page will show you who got the water testing in Cheyenne County. All in all, we haven't had many issues in Cheyenne County. I don't know that we've had any, I've had any violations to Scott in the last year. Things are going pretty smoothly. You have several septic pumpers that are pumping here, and predominantly just a couple of contractors working in Cheyenne County, and they're doing a good job and keeping abreast of what's going on here. The next reason I'm here is to introduce Bryce Cron. He's going to be the new director for the NWLEPG. I'm going to retire in October.
Nice to meet you, Brian. Likewise.
He's young, and I hope he's going to stay with us a long time. And we've had really, really good relationships here, and most of it's because you know who I am. I hope that Bryce will continue with that, and I'm sure he will. But anyway, that's another reason we came this morning, to introduce you to Bryce. Last year when I made my visit here, I let you know that the model code was going to be presented from the state of Kansas, and I know that there's been already some discussion about the model code here and what it means. The model code is just what it says it is. It's a guideline for the counties to adopt. The Cheyenne County Environmental Sanitary Code was adopted in 1996. And all the counties in Kansas adopted pretty much the same thing at that time. There were a few changes. Some counties had more in their code, some had less. Of all the county codes in the 16 counties that originally the NWLEPG administered, all were the same except for Wallace County. Wallace's county's environmental sanitary code was pretty weak. And I'm going to give you a letter that this just is an overview of what the environmental code does for the counties. They were all adopted, and you certainly have the power to implement a code. The county codes are very, very similar to the city ordinances, only it's on a county level. I'll give you a minute to read that.
DJ, do you have one of these?
Yes, I have. The county code that we see here, the model code, was put together over the course of 7 years with 4 sanitarians like myself that worked on this throughout the state in committee meetings and with KDHE. Given the magnitude of this code, it's taken a long time to put the verbiage together that was acceptable to everybody. There are things in this model code that apply, and there are some articles in here that do not apply to Cheyenne County. At the very least, I would suggest that you form a committee and have a review of your county code, at the very least, and take a hard look at it. This is in by no way mandatory that you do anything. But in my best judgment, as a representative of Cheyenne County, I'm strongly suggesting that you do. It's for our heirs. It's for the next generation. The code that was adopted now was adopted in 1996, 25 years ago. That's a long time for a code to stand without any changes or anything else being adopted. Times change. Our demographics have changed. There's a lot of things that changed today that was not the same in 1996. I'll just read you a little bit more. Local sanitary codes contain rules and regulations designed to minimize environmental conditions that may adversely affect the health and well-being of the public. Authority for county commissioners to adopt local sanitary codes and for local agencies to administer these codes are given by state statute. And that's exactly what you have. You have the authority to change your code as you see fit for the constituents of Cheyenne County. One of the things that precipitate what I do and how we conduct our business is I received a letter from the Veterans Administration asking how we do property transfer inspections, and this is one of the things that we are faced with through the lenders. And this is why we're talking, one of the reasons why we're talking about the county codes too, is who does property transfers and why we do what we do. It's to protect the buyer and the lender and make everybody aware of what we're doing. I don't know that I've done one property transfer in Cheyenne County without a violation. Every one that I've done, there's had to be corrections someplace. So it's not new. We've been doing property transfer inspections since 1990 when the LAPG was formed, and then of course when Cheyenne County joined the LAPG in 1996. So it's not something that is new to the LAPG.
And this is like on septic tanks and water wells that...
Water tests. They're very, very specific on who does those and how those are conducted. It's being lender driven by some lenders that it's mandatory that they be taken care of. What we do is we do the same evaluation in every county. It's the same. We don't do anything any different. So we have a standard. Do you all have a copy of the Cheyenne County Environmental Sanitary Code? This,
I didn't print one of those off.
No, I do not have one.
Scott can print those for you. I would encourage you to look at this code compared to the model code. You'll see the verbiage changes. It clears up the gray areas in the county code that we have. It's not a lot in the nuts and bolts of it. It's not a lot different. It's just more clear, and it adds some things to it. And in committee meeting, those can be discussed further. I don't want to bore you with going clear through everything today, but I would strongly suggest that you do that. It's coming 2 months ago, Trego County was the first county to have a review, and this code is what Trego County has approved, and it is now at the state level for final approval. So I am of hope that everybody will take a hard look at everything. If you want to see this document that they have gone through, you're welcome to it. I can share that with you.
Can I look at it?
Yes.
Can I keep this? So
Yes, you can keep
look
it.
at because
The big thing in Trego
it's not
County,
big.
in 1999, they waived the 2-acre rule, so they didn't have minimum acreage to put a home on. They left that up to the LAPG to determine who could have a septic system on the lot and who can't. And what that comes down to is property line easements and right-of-ways and setback distances. And when that gets to the final call, it's very difficult. It's very, very difficult to do that without a minimum acreage for a home. What other counties are considering is going to, right now you have a 2-acre minimum. Other counties are considering going to a 3-acre minimum. And is that too much or is that enough? There are some counties now that have a 5-acre minimum. When you buy property in the country and you put in a 4-bedroom house with an unattached garage, and a few years go by, you want to put in an unattached garage, pretty soon you lose the benefit of having an alternative site for your septic system should it fail. And sometimes they do fail. And what that does is that paints you into a corner. The second part of that is if there is more than one lot in that perhaps development, that restricts your neighbor on his distance from his well to your septic tank, your well to his septic tank, and it keeps everything separated so we're not encroaching on each other. It's just good business to do that. Questions? Leslie?
Looks like a job. I mean, it's going to take some time, but I agree it needs to be reviewed since the last one was just done in 1996. So it is ripe for revision, and definitely we need to take a good look at it and see what we've got and where we think the county needs to go with our code.
You know, 'cause, this is a lot to consume at one time.
It is a lot to absorb. It really is.
We'll have to look at it and see what's going on. Talk with DJ and talk with amongst
Well, and
yourselves.
as Tim is suggesting, you know, a committee can be appointed. And what you had suggested was a commissioner, county attorney, representative, and county resident, correct?
Responsible people that are going to represent Cheyenne County. You know, that's what this is about. The bottom line for the county code is we're talking about our groundwater. That, at the end of the day, that's the bottom line, is our groundwater. The NWLEPG works for Cheyenne County. That's what I do. I work for you when I'm here. I work for you. I don't have political aspirations. I don't have buddies that I'm going to make deals with. I don't. Bottom line with me is we want to do it right, and we want to do it for the next generation. I have grandkids, so do you. That's what this is about. Nothing more.
Water is the most important thing.
Without the water, we don't have much. If we look to the west, water's an issue in New Mexico right now. Water's an issue in California. Water's an issue in Washington State, Idaho. We better pay attention. Shots already been fired. So, with that said, gentlemen, thank you for allowing me to serve you. I know when I came here 6 years ago, we had some issues, and we dealt with those issues judiciously, and I think we've cleaned up a lot of things that needed taken care of, and I think we're going to continue to clean things up for you and do what you ask us to do. That's what we do.
Thank you.
Questions, comments?
Covered it pretty good.
Feel free to copy that, Willie, share that if you want.
Do you guys want one?
Yeah, we can certainly do that.
Leslie, would you like?
But that is in Topeka under review right now, and I don't foresee that,
Everybody wants.
We can get it later, it's not gonna be.
I don't foresee that there are going to be any changes with that. But, you know, we started in Trigo County because we had a lot of issues in Trigo County, and the commissioners knew that they had issues to take care of, and I'm pretty proud of them for doing what they did.
So you think we ought to form a group like that then? You guys want to be on it?
Only one of you can. Or you'd have to call, it'd be a meeting.
Yeah, we can only have one commissioner at a time. But, yeah, in the letter, I had that spelled out, who should be on that committee, so. But anyway, I'll get out of your way and let you continue on with your business. As always, if you have any questions or comments for the LEPG, please call. My phone is with me all the time. Our office is open 8 to 5, 5 days a week, and of course, Bryce is going to be taking over here in 3-4 more months, and so we don't see very many changes coming as far as we're concerned with how we're conducting our business, but this is for you.
I see quite a bit of change. He's a lot better looking than you.
I appreciate that, Roger.
Good luck. Willie, thank you.
Likewise.
Got it.
Enjoy
Retirement.
Thank you. Leslie, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
If I keep this,
Oh, I wanted to show you something.
that's Rodney's.
Right here, and right here, they live close together.
Probably need to test your water.
No irrigation, no, not me, those.
I need to test my water again, because I live
There's
close
not,
to
there's
there.
not hardly any irrigation in that area. It's mostly
I try to
pasture.
do that a bit every
Yep,
2 years.
that's the formation.
So it's that, I would say, and that's the gentleman right there is
Elmer.
Elmer. And then I'd say Rodney's that farmstead out there, don't
This,
you?
yeah, but this is actually Rod Lindstein.
But I mean Rodney Bracelet. Oh, it's Lindstein.
Yep.
No, it's Tyler Lauer.
He would be out, did he get, their, data in
Yeah.
their house?
All been on.
Well, it gives you an overview of what we got and what we need to do, so have any questions, let me know.
We'll holler. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Should we put an ad in the paper for private citizens
But I bet you,
volunteer? Or
Yes, sir.
what's your suggestion?
I bet you.
Yeah, I mean, well,
Kind of makes me nervous, I mean, you know, I've been cut out.
yeah, that's the
lately.
thing. I mean, we need somebody from in the county because this is,
Yep, that's good.
Gonna be on the committee.
I can be, as long as there's no conflict of interest where I'm already your board member on the NWAPG. Is there a conflict?
no,
if I'm on there?
that is suggested. Is that
Yes.
you use the representative, right?
Yes.
So it's not a conflict.
Talk to your plumber.
Yes, but I
Talk
would
to your local plumber.
not have any problems being on that committee.
Yeah.
I don't think you can get him on there, but Brock McAtee'd probably be good
Yeah.
for him. He's put into the system.
Okay, thank you.
But I don't hope he needs to do that.
Yeah, that's me. Thank you, fellas.
See you, thank you.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you. So you're suggesting somebody from the private sector, is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah,
Yeah, that's what's recommended
that's
in
what's
the letter.
recommended.
No, but I thought you said you knew somebody.
Brock McAtee.
Yeah.
He puts in septic systems.
Oh, okay.
He's licensed. But whether he'd do it or not, I don't know. It's gonna take a little time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, it's going to be a job.
The main thing is, look, I don't know if that Trigo County would kind of be, they're not in our area. I don't know if that would be. But they're
Well, you
the
have
one that's
different-
gonna have theirs into the state already.
Yeah, but you've got different influencers on their
Yes. the-
water.
Different
You know, with all the
influences,
wells and, I mean, like,
population, more homes. There's a lot more to theirs, especially. They also have properties on a reservoir. That is where most of the issues they've had came from. In the
Hey,
small
Elmer.
confined space and lot areas.
Well, I can understand the 2 acre deal, because if you had 2 acres,
We were kind of
you
looking
put
at
your home in the middle of
the
it,
high nitrates on
you
there.
probably wouldn't have room to
You
put
might be
a,
curious to
And then they
know.
put mine, yeah, I got
Yeah,
10-3.
It takes a very sizable area for a 4-bedroom house to have a proper septic system and keep your distance from your water well.
See, Rodney, was Rodney, was that out to the Braceland place out here or what?
that's actually Tyler, because there's a second line down.
Oh, Tyler Lauer.
Yeah.
Now, see, where's he live?
I think they live clear out there by the Salem Lutheran Church.
Tyler Lauer.
yeah, it's on,
Yeah.
Oh, they're living on Marvin's place out
Marvin's
there, so they got high nitrate there. And Robert Draper, they're out way, aren't they way northeast of town? I'm curious why mine, of course, I wish there's some other around neighbors that had it to see what it is, where it's coming from.
I'll get mine tested and let you know as well.
I'm curious about it, because
Yeah, so am I.
I
what,
bet yours is.
and what's the,
Foundation.
where does it get, where's the breaking point, do you know?
Well,
Where's
that's,
the breaking point, where's it,
We're not gonna-
9 or 10? Or,
we would, I don't know what the breaking point is.
I assume all water has some, a lot of water has some nitrate in it, maybe. Because a lot of them, they've got a range that they work with. We can find, I'd like to know what the range is on.
Maybe you could talk to Tim and ask him.
Oh, is your wife gonna get pregnant?
I hope not. I got enough problems.
Elmer. Oh.
You make me think they talk about the elderly couple, he was 96 and she was 94, and they built a 4-bedroom house about right across the grade school.
That being said, do you want to talk to somebody about who we could put on the board? Do you have any idea other than yourself?
Brock, DJ, you.
Well, I have to be, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't have a choice. And really DJ doesn't
No,
have
I
a
don't.
choice because he's the rep. So the only choices are which commissioner and which private citizen to be on.
I don't really care if you want me to be on it, I'll be on it, but
Okay.
unless you'd like to, or you'd like to.
Well, I'm the city guy, so more important for the farm, right?
Unless you'd like to be on it, Roger. Okay,
That being said, you can do it.
all right.
And for a private citizen, you said Brock, you'll talk
I
to Brock?
just, where he puts in septic systems, I thought it'd be good.
That'd be a conflict of interest or no?
No, he is Cheyenne County's licensed installer and pumper of septics at this time.
I think that knowledge would be invaluable.
Yes. His feedback,
He would know kind of how much area it's gonna take for the septic system, and he would be more but the one on how many acres we should set up. I hate to see a person have to buy 4 acres, but down the road, it might be smart.
Yeah, so who's gonna talk to Brock?
Who can
Yourself?
catch him?
I didn't catch him. I've got to talk to Brock anyway, I can say something to him if you want me to.
Okay. So,
I don't know, I'm sure there's other people that would be just as knowledgeable.
Thank you, Sheriff.
then where does that leave you with a lender in this area?
Is that one of the suggestions?
Yes, we need representative, commissioner, attorney, lender, and county residents, respectively.
What about Ty? Well, yeah. Would he be interested?
okay, well,
Family affair.
I don't think we have anything else, do we? That being said,
I make a motion that we adjourn then.
Second.
in first and second to adjourn, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, adjourned.
Have any thoughts on how we can get Haynes to put a lot of stuff in the paper, doing a little better? I pick up the paper, I get copies of it, the Sharon Springs paper, and they put school board stuff in it, they put commissioner stuff in it, they put city
Figure out who our
council.
team is
You know,
then
And
get
he
it.
wants to be our county newspaper, he gonna